Today we are going to be looking at some famous 2B2T locations. So, going to the first one. What we're seeing here is the Valley of Wheat. This is so cool. This is one of the most known bases. I guess it's not even really a base, just a location. It was a monument of 2B2T. All the famous griefers didn't even grief it. It was just known as the Valley of Wheat. But during the Russia War, it was sadly destroyed. It was known as a sanctuary. Wheat covered almost every block of grass around the area, spanning over thousands of blocks, and it was only around 10k blocks away from spawn. It wasn't even that far away. And they used pillars using sand, and if you've seen what it looks like in 2B2T now, you would know it's very not like this anymore. I think you'd be lucky if there's even a single piece of wheat left. But let's look at some of this stuff. We got these phoenixes here. Look at this. And this was made, this was made back in years and years ago, way back in 2B2T's very early days. This is very, very cool looking. Let's put on some shaders. Look at this place. Imagine being a new person 2B2T, walking around, seeing this around you. No griefing, just peace with wheat, and you're able to get yourself some bread. Nice and peaceful. Alright, well that's the Valley of Wheat. Let's go on to the next one. Right, some of you guys might recognize this one. This was very close to spawn, I believe. It was the third attempt by the forum participants to establish their presence on the server, and is the oldest surviving land-based structure in the Republic. Apparently, that is what this is. So, this base was pretty much the people from the forum versus the griefers, pretty much, and all the people that joined on from all those other websites that was all about griefing. And you can see just how old this base is, because it only uses cobblestone, wood. Like, look at these signs. Here lies the ruins of our proud nation, made by blood, sweat and tears. RIP Camp Face Punch. Love Chair's Head. Obviously, these guys probably remade it and put it up as a world download. Look at these, some of the things you don't see in builds anymore. You don't see these type of things. Obviously, the surroundings probably isn't 2B2T, but just look how old, bare bones everything is. Wait, there's a dirt house. I just don't see these things in 2B2T. Let's try and give it a... Wow, look at this place with shaders. Imagine back in the day, 10, 15, 14 years ago, you're playing with your friends. This is your base. And then this was all gone. It's destroyed. I think there's been a few people trying to rebuild it over the years, but it always ends up being destroyed. Look at it. Try the next one. So this next build that's behind me I particularly like, because it was built by the Spawn Masons. It was a lodge for them, only around like 10k blocks away from spawn, and it was blown up upon a week of them making it, so not many people might know existed. But it is the Northern Air Temple. I don't think that's cool. I don't know what it is, from Avatar: The Last Airbender, but I'm sure you guys would know what that is. Look at this. On top of a mountain, using quite old blocks. See what these signs say. Here is my wisdom for you. Your first duty calls for you to sacrifice your own spiritual needs and do whatever it takes to protect this world. More signs. Through the eternities, all that exists is you. You are just a... I'm just a what? Soon I'll be and you'll be... Where's all these... Meeting room into the void? Not much of a meeting room, it's just a little table. All that exists is empty space in you. I mean, these guys were like poetic. See what this looks like on with some shaders. We'll do a shader in every map. I'm going up into the clouds. Look at that. All these bases built so many years ago and just gone now. And that's the beauty of 2B2T. Nothing lasts forever. Nothing will ever last forever. It'll be found and destroyed eventually. Especially if it's only like 10k blocks away, but you know what I mean. Right, let's go into the last one, I believe. Right, you guys might know the build from this structure, but this is Imp Space. It looks like Imp Space is too big. It's actually crashed my PC. If you give me a second, I will try it on. Oh, something's happening. I turned on the shaders. Probably not a good idea. Okay, I've reloaded. It seems to be a bit better. But this is Imp Space. It's probably one of the largest builds ever on 2B2T that we know of, at least. If you look around, look how big these builds are. There's a massive statue in the middle. Space was made when duplication glitches were left, right, and center. So all of these builds would have been probably made out of duplicated items, especially probably everything was duped. By 2014, many of the inhabitants of this base had quit, so it just sat here by itself with no players really for a while, until it was found because somebody accidentally posted a picture with some coordinates on it, and obviously 2b2t players being 2b2t players ended up finding it. I could go through this base for hours and we would not be able to go through everything. 2b2 players are not that good at doing the inside of their bases. Although they do, it's interesting actually, they have lighting underneath and lava in the roofs. It just shows how old it was when having lava in your roof was cool. Yeah, I really like this build. I don't even know what it is. Let's go inside and see. There's like a water fountain in here. Yeah, nice little library. Yes, this one looks really nice. I see something big in the distance, so we are going to check that one out. You know what? This one looks like it was never finished. It looks like it was going to be some sort of like obsidian castle. They had a, yeah, see, they even had a, like a, when someone was AFK and they dirt themselves in, had a beacon. It was just never finished. What was in here? Guess we'll never know. Kind of sad we never got to see the end of this base. Yeah, as we can see here as well, this wasn't finished. So I think there was a lot of this base that was just never really finished. But yeah, to finish it off, got this nice little, I don't even know what this is, like a mall. Kind of looks like a mall, got some trees inside, but yeah. That was some bases on 2b2t. If you want me to look at some other ones, let me know in the comments and I'll try to find some world downloads for them and give them a look. See you next time.